Story time. I tried to get a BA in English Lit some time ago. I was very into the written word. I particularly liked lit theory classes, even though the chances were 50-50 that I could have explained anything to anyone in a real-world context about a particular theory. Take, for instance, if you will, semiotics. This dead guy, Saussure, talked a lot about this stuff. I'm not going to look it up to see if he actually invented it. One of his main grinds was talking about the relationship between sign and signified. Postmodern folks like Derrida would later use these terms to indicate that basically nothing in the whole goddamn observable universe means anything that we can understand, because Derrida was a wild man who wanted to do a murder on being able to accurately perceive fucking anything. More on this later. So basically, and I'm not going to be able to explain this satisfactorily right this second, according to Saussure, I think the sign pointed to the signified. The sign is, for instance, a word, and the signified is its meaning. And time was, I could have told you pretty much exactly what Saussure said on the subject. Okay, maybe not that exactly, considering how often I was on drugs, but would not have been able to actually explain it worth a damn. Comrades, all that has changed. Thanks to the beautiful art object that is the wild berry flavored pop tart. So for those of you who haven't graced your mouth and cursed your innards with this holy item, the wild berry flavored pop tart is one with the purple frosting, the purple inner flavor paste, and the violently turquoise squiggles of icing down the middle. I was sitting with Paige and Milo, and Paige was eating a wild berry flavored pop tart. Paige and I are fans of this food, and we're commenting on how nice it was to put in one's mouth and do the teeth chomping on it. Creative liberties were taken with the exact words spoken by us. Specifically, I was referring to a phenomenon where every 6 months or so I would get extremely and rapidly and violently and upsettingly tired of whichever of my two favorite Pop-Tart flavors was my current favorite, either the cherry flavored Pop-Tart or the wild berry flavored Pop-Tart current favorite, would suddenly be completely inedible to me, and I would have to switch back to the other, which I would inevitably fall in love with all over again. We went on to discuss the two flavors of Pop-Tart when I asked a philosophical question. What does the wild berry flavored Pop-Tart taste like? And then I realized the cherry-flavored Pop-Tarts don't necessarily taste like cherries, but they sort of taste like something that might be a cherry, because they are cherry-flavored Pop-Tarts. Cherry flavor is the sign which indicates what the toasted bread frosting and goo should taste like, even though they don't really taste like that. The taste of cherries is the signified, but the wild berry flavored Pop-Tart is a very differently colored horse. Wild berry is a sign without a signified. Wild berry is not even wild berry flavor, because for all anyone knows, this could be the authentic taste, because there is no such thing as a wild berry. Wild berry is what the wild man Derrida was talking about when he used the dead man Saussure's grinding on about sign and signified to indicate that everything was utterly incomprehensible. Wild berry is a sign without a signified. Wild berry is a word that means nothing. Wild berry and the wild berry flavored Pop-Tart today taught me clearly and succinctly what years of school apparently couldn't have. I have finally cracked semiotics. Thank you, and good night.